So we've been worried about the government shutting down the internet during this election period, as they've done previously, but never fear, because Dr. Amina Zawade, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of ICT, came out to say that these claims are false and they're meant to cause panic, adding that no such directive has been issued. Here's what she had to say.
The government has not announced or has not directed or implemented any decision to shut down the internet during the election period. Claims suggesting otherwise are false claims and are therefore misleading.
Authorities warn that sharing unverified or early election results will not be tolerated, as it could threaten peace. The Uganda Communications Commission is monitoring media platforms in order to ensure compliance with the law. The government also dismissed online messages urging people to close businesses or withdraw money, calling them attempts to spread fear, despite past internet shutdowns in 2016 and 2021. Will they be turning over a new leaf in this election period? It remains to be seen, although they're telling us they will. But we shall know them by their fruits.
I did a video about Uganda shutting down the internet during election time. But there is an information that have come on my table, Neo Africa table, that I need to talk about it, because there is a official statement from Uganda government saying that they will not shut down the internet. And the message was very clear. They said there is no directive, there is no plan of shutting down, there is no intentions of shutting down the internet. People are told to ignore rumors. You are told to ignore rumors. People are told to not to panic, and people are told not to connectively, or the connectivity will remain. Now, I want to tell you, my fans, I don't know if that is true, because government says one thing and does one thing, but it's a very good move from Museveni's government. Do not shut down the internet. Let the world see what's going on. Because if you shut down the internet, you shut the voice of the youths. I think we have to clarify this. Uganda government have said they will not shut down the internet.
Who is to blame if it were to be switched off? I hate speculation. I don't want to speculate on this. I've told you, if internet were to be switched off, we would brief you. And you know, when you use that if, is that the third whatever of the if? It's an impossibility, according to me, now. I don't want to involve myself in some astrology of some kind to start predicting what will happen the next day, start predicting what will happen next week. I'm telling you that the reference point, if internet were to be switched off, would be the regulator. I've told you, and it would originate from three partners or stakeholders. Consumers can say there's a problem. We listen, assess, and see what to do. The operators can say we have a problem. We listen, assess, and see what to do. Government can say there's a problem. We listen, assess, and see what to do. But I can't speculate. Like, who to blame? Who to blame? Well, if robbers attacked a road, if a road, there were robbers on the road and the police say, don't move today, don't move now. First way, there is a problem ahead, and they restrict traffic. Do you blame the police or the robbers? To me, who to blame? Anybody who would have weaponized our amazing internet to do things that can cause problems to the country would be the one to blame. Because that's the only reason which I can say that would force any stakeholder to say, switch off internet. That is, the consumers, they can only do that if they think the internet has been weaponized to an extent to dismay it, to erase the benefit of internet. Or government, if you said internet has been weaponized, I think the weaponization of internet has erased the benefit from internet. So do this. So who to blame? Those people who would have weaponized the internet to a level where it erases the benefits of internet. So you want to blame the consumers, You won't blame government, you won't blame the regulator, you won't blame the operator, but you blame those bad guys who want to weaponize our good internet for some other purposes that can erase the wonderful benefits of the internet. BitChat.
The government has not announced or has not directed or implemented any decision to shut down the internet during the election period. Claims suggesting otherwise are false claims and are therefore misleading. Such misinformation necessarily creates fear, it undermines public confidence, and it also risks heightening tension at a critical national moment like this one. The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance remains committed to promote access to information, to promote digital inclusion and the responsible use of information and communication technologies.
Now, let me say this, because in Africa, reassurance itself is information. And when power feels comfortable, it stays silent. When power feels pressure, it speaks. The pressure that Museveni government have received maybe is the reason why they have said these messages. The very act of issuing this statement tells you something important. The people of Uganda are alert. Are alert. Uganda did not wake up suspicious one morning. Suspicions was taught. Suspicions of Ugandans was earned, was trained into the public through experience. In previous election and moments of political tensions, the internet went off. Social media platforms were restricted. VPN usage became survival knowledge. Businesses lost income overnight. Journalists, they lost access. And that's not theory. It is lived experience. When citizens hear that we will not shut down, they don't hear comfort first. They don't hear comfort first. They hear history first. And history asks a simple question. What has changed? In many parts of the world, forgetting is luxury. But in Africa, forgetting is very much dangerous, because we remember who cut communication. We remember anything. We remember when it was cut. We remember why it was cut. Who benefited from the darkness. In Uganda, we remember everything up to now. We can never forget that. There is a Swahili proverb that said, ukiumwa na nyoka, ukiona tu ile ngong ama sini ngozi la nyoka pia waogopa. Hata if you see some grass shaking, you get fear because you think it's the same. And let me explain something here before we end the video, especially for leaders who still think the internet is just entertainment. In Africa, the internet is just not a toy. The internet is not for TikTok dance. It's not for Twitter arguments. In Africa, the internet is a workplace, it's a bank, it's a marketplace, it's a newsroom, it's a witness. And when internet goes off, trade stop earning. When internet goes off, drivers stop receiving orders, the Uber drivers. Online business collapse. Journalists go blind. Families lose contact. An internet shutdown is not neutral. It is economic violence. And governments do not fear noise. Governments, they fear coordination. They fear people organizing peacefully. They fear people documenting in real time. They fear people sharing evidence instantly. They fear people telling their own stories. And the internet removes one thing power depends on: control of narrative. They remove that. And when power cannot control the story, it tries to control the signal. You get me? Now, Uganda is one of the youngest nations in the world. That means what? That means they are using internet so much. Internet is a mode of survival in Uganda. Just like Kenya. We do Uber through internet. We order food through internet. We market our business through internet. We read information, or we read the history and everything through internet. When they cut down the internet, they are stopping something. A young population connected to the internet is not dangerous. It's just acquisitive. And I'll say this. Uganda has been pressurized, because we talked about this. It went viral. And I think they are watching these videos. And they know the youths are like, we want to give this old man our votes. But why is he cutting down our internet? That's an off already. That's an off already. I think they do what they have said. They do what they have said. And that statement, let me analyze that government statement, because government issues public reassurance for reasons. One thing, domestic anxiety, because of international scrutiny, because of historical baggage. And Uganda carries all three. The world is watching Africa differently now. The world is watching what is happening in Uganda, because coming to date 15, it is going down. Internet shutdowns are no longer invisible. They attract global headlines, they affect investment, and they affect reputation. So that statement was very, very important. And one internet shutdown today is not local. It becomes a global conversation, a diplomatic issue, a reputation scar. You get me? You want to see what is happening in Uganda. We don't want that silence. We don't want that quietness. We want to see, just show the world. If you have nothing to hide, if you have nothing to fear as a government of Uganda, don't cut down the internet. Because if you shut down the internet, that means there's some things you want to do behind the scenes that you don't want people to see. There is some unaliving you want to do, so you don't want people to stream your dirty games. But if the internet becomes open, then you don't have anything to hide. I know that. Tell me what you think on the comment section, but the message is very clear. They have said that was rumors, but the real deal is that the internet is on and running. Comment down there. This is Neo Africa, and I am the Kenyan Beast. Peace out.